Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
to grab me a little bit more than it did. But like visually, I think they're doing a great job at recreating the look of like a espionage series, even like kind of the way it was shot, like framing and stuff. I was like, oh, this kind of looks like a 70s spy thriller. Um, and even like the feel of it and the vibe of it, I think is in lock with that. But again, just like right now, like the story is like, it's just moving a little. It's like a great visual, but the story is still very like MCU Marvel-y
Yeah.
to where it's not really matching up with the visuals for me in a way that makes it really hit and feel like a 70s espionage thriller. But
Well,
I guess
that's
we'll
it.
just see
I,
how it moves on.
I think you mentioned it a couple Marvels ago. Um, we'll use that as a unit of time now.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
but like they're making a Marvel show and trying to put a skin on it versus
Yeah,
like what Star Wars did with Andor, where they made a political thriller that just happened to have Star Wars accoutrement.
sure. Yeah. But also felt a lot like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's
100%.
and Andor is a wonder.
Right.
I think really like how it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
But like,
But
why
also like,
couldn't they do that with this? Like, make a good show and then have it also
well,
tie in.
I think because Andor is a prequel and there's predetermined destinations, but only for one of the characters that was in season one. Like we only knew the fate of Cassian. But we don't know how he gets there. This is classic MCU where everything's building to something,
Right.
but then is going to keep building from there and keep building from there. And it's all like, the MCU, everything is second act. Nothing can really be final because it has to keep going, like all comic books
Yeah.
all the time, And even if something feels like an ending, it's not really because we're just going to keep going, like Endgame. So I think that's it. They have to like keep spinning the plates. No
Right.
matter how much cool stuff they do, they can't really give you any finality. Or the stakes don't feel quite as high because this in some way or another, this thing is just going to keep going. I mean, I can't imagine that all the main characters in the show will be dead by the end of episode 6.
No,
But if they did, that would be something very surprising for sure.
I just came to a bad realization. We're kind of at the whose line is it anyway point of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, aren't we? The points are made up and nothing matters.
Yeah, dude. That's a really great way to put it.
Yeah.
Everything's made up and nothing matters.
Yeah. We're there. Which is funny because we've been there for years with comics and nobody cares.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like, I think it's because we keep seeing these things churn. It's like, all right, well, I guess
for
maybe
me,
this one's better.
It's been most of everything. For me, it's been most of everything since Endgame. It felt like that. And I haven't really put the words to it. What you just said is like a good way of surmising it. Yeah.
There's been some spikes here and there, but for
some standouts.
In general, yeah.
Guardians Volume 3, huge standout because it is, for all intents and purposes that we know right now, an ending. And Gunn's not coming back, and a lot of these characters aren't coming back.
But that's the thing. There's stakes.
Yeah,
there's no stakes for any of the rest.
Yeah, I know. Or the stakes are arbitrary.
Right.
Because the stakes are very important in this particular project, but in the next project, it'll be like, oh yeah, that didn't matter. This is the real thing.
Until the crossover, and then that matters, and then the rest of it doesn't. Which, I mean, I guess is exactly how comics have worked for years, so it shouldn't surprise me, but for some reason it does.
But it's a different medium, so it feels different, And that was part of my big... I'm not as high on... Everyone in the world, besides me, loves Captain America Civil War, the film. It's not very high on my list as a movie, and I could get into that later, but one of the things that bugs me about that movie, they have this whole ideological confrontation that is the driving force of the film and leads to a great finale fight between Bucky and Cap and Tony. And then at the end, he gets a phone in the mail. It's like, hey, if you ever need me, just give me a call. Like, oh, okay. So you're still friends, I guess? Like after all of that 2.5-hour movie at the end, it's just like, yeah, call me anytime.
Civil War and Winter Soldier.
Did I say Civil War? Yeah, I thought I said Civil War.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Winter Soldier. I was like, that didn't happen in Winter Soldier.
No, I love Winter Soldier.
Okay.
I'm just saying Civil War.
Right.
Civil War is
I was going to continue the discussion on how the hell Winter Soldier wasn't this high on your list, but
no, I
Civil
love
War
Winter
totally
Soldier,
makes sense. No, I get you there. Yeah, I'm actually with you to a degree. Like some of the highest highs of like filmmaking in the MCU, but also some of the weirdest. Like there's no stakes.
Yeah, because like I just said this, but they tell you the stakes are big, but then they find a way to be like, they weren't that big, or everything's going to be okay by the end. Like, oh, all right.
Right.
Like the end of Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, the pre-credit ending to that movie is incredible, where he's walking down the street and all of a sudden a third eye opens in his head and he falls to his knees screaming, and then it cuts to credits. Like amazing, classic Sam Raimi ending to a movie. But then the mid-credit scene is just like, hey, here I am, and I got my third eye, and everything's great. We're going to jump into this portal with Cleo and go fight a giant thing. Like, oh, well, you just undid the crazy ending.
Right.
Like,
For
he's
that,
terrified of his eye, and all of a sudden it's fine.
Right. Go with the end credits and the normal ending and cut that mid-credit scene out.
Yes.
Because, like, a third eye and Wanda, like, thumbing through the dark hole, that Wanda gore, that's a great place to leave it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Anyway, Secret Invasion, Wednesdays, only on Disney Plus. And I guess we're just gonna be we're gonna keep covering all 6 episodes. What's stopping us?
Yeah, why not?
Nothing. So that's all we got for episode 1. Stay tuned. If you're watching live, stay tuned. We're about to record our main weekly recap episode. And stick around for that. It's gonna be good.
That works.
Yeah.
I think if you don't do that, well, you should do that. And if you want to do that, subscribe to us on your podcatcher of choice. Feel free to reach out to us on any of the socials, the Multiverse Report, Multiverse RPT on Twitter, for whatever's left of that platform. And we can talk to you via long form on the Multiverse Report at gmail.com.
True.
Yeah. Seems good. And we'll talk to you in a couple of minutes, I'd assume.
Yeah, we sure will. And until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.